I want to talk about something that I feared. And not in the sense of, scared me to death, but scared me enough for change. And that was, I always had the fear of being just like everybody else. Now, I'm not saying that like I'm some eccentric, just completely different, out of this world being. But I say that with, I've always wanted to think differently. I always wanted to have different interests. Um, and I wanted to be unique in my own way. Ever since growing up, I've always just like done things a touch differently or found interests that maybe my peers around me didn't really know or enjoy or share with me, right? Um, and surprisingly, I found those interests, well, rather interesting, when I would identify them. So, in the grand scheme of the world, these aren't interests that are so niche to me that, I'm that much different. But in my town, my neighborhood, my area, just in my world, they were a little bit different. Now, examples of this, with just activities, would be like when I was younger, I was real into survival type things. And not just like the typical kid, like build forts and go in the woods and climb trees, but like really pure bushcraft survival I got into. Another would be skateboarding. Skateboarding I got into when I was like in middle school. I've always had an interest in it. I should say that. I've I've always from afar looked at it as something that I thought was like super cool. Even when I was really really young, as long as I can remember, I'd go to my this kid that I played football with. His dad was my coach, and we used to go to their house and that. And I was young; he was older than me, the kid, and he used to have skate decks, just skateboards. And I thought like they were so sick. And me and my buddy Kyle used to go out in the little cul-de-sac and ride around on them. Now, granted, I never got good, never got that good at all, because in Buffalo it is tough because you could skate all summer, and then the winter rolls around and you can't skate. I mean, you can go to indoor skate parks, but I couldn't drive, obviously. And then summer would roll back around, and then you'd have to like kind of relearn everything. So, can never really get the momentum going on that. But I skated for a couple summers in a row, like 4 or 5 summers. I enjoyed it, um, and it's weirdly something that I've always gravitated towards. Now that I get older, I always just have like an itch to go do it, but I never go do it because I just like fear getting fucking hurt. Um, and I even did it in high school during COVID. Me and my buddy would go to parks in the area and skate a little bit. I've always been just intrigued in the life. I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke or I don't do drugs, but I've been intrigued in that rebellious type personalities and just way of living. Um, and that's something that I identified was something that the people around me didn't really even talk about or do or had interest in. But like I'd read skateboard magazines, like obviously Thrasher and that, and I could not get enough of it on fucking YouTube. And I was like, wow, nobody else is like sharing this interest around me. It seems like so. I'd go to a local skate park and that thing was like always fucking dead. Where I grew up, my the town I grew up in just had nobody. Professional skateboard, a professional skateboarder that rode for Adidas, or currently rides for Adidas, did come out of there, but it just seems like the skate park was never or was never had anybody there. It was always empty. Um, and I met some kids. There was a few that would come here and there, some older kids, but I like the freedom of expression. I like that people could become pro no matter like what their style is. Like no two skateboarders are the same, right? Obviously, there's different styles. There's street. There's vert. There's like people skate them fucking mega ramps. That's absolutely nuts. What always appealed to me was just kind of street skating. I liked how they did whatever it took to skate a spot, right? And I think there's something to be learned from that. Like, obviously, don't do criminal activities to ensure doing something, but sometimes you might have to bend the rules a little bit, like when they bondo fucking cracks and cut skate stoppers off, like El Toro, and people will cut whole railings off and that, which is vandalism and it's a crime. But that always was something that I thought was like so sick. And persistence. The persistence that some of these guys have. Because it's definitely a sport that is delayed gratification at its fullest extent. I mean, there's dudes that try tricks for years and years and years and years on the same spot. And then, like, show up to the spot. I fly in from another state or fly hours and hours and hours to get to this specific spot. Give it 10, 20, 30, 40 tries. Don't land it. Maybe they stick it. Maybe they snap a board. Maybe they get hurt. Then they have to go home. They wait 8 months, sometimes a year, sometimes a year and a half, and then fly back. Keep trying. Like, dudes will show up to a spot 5, 6, 7, 8 times and try until they stick a trick. And to me, that's something that, like, there's not many sports or activities that you can do that teach that, right? Like hunting. Hunting is the same thing. You could hunt. Like this year I hunted for a nice buck 10, 11, 12 times, something like that, without killing anything. And then I shot that nice buck, which was unexpected in that, it wasn't the one I was going for, but it's just, it's the continuous keep showing up. And more in skating than hunting is the getting over your fear aspect. Every time you show up, you have to roll up. Then you kind of half-ass try the trick. Just kind of throw yourself down the stair set or whatever you're skating, down the rail, and you're going against all survival instinct. Like everything in your body, in your mind is telling you, don't do this. You can get seriously fucking smoked on this, and you have to completely ignore that and go against that to land the trick, right? And one trick can change your whole life. That's what's so appealing to me and was always so just fucking awesome to me. Was it's pretty cut and dry, right? Like in other things, some luck has to be involved and you have to take the right steps, but skateboarding is something that I feel like as long as you show up, face your fear time and time again, and just put your body on the line, it will work out for you, right? And if you can't get over beating that natural human survival instinct to not get hurt, and you're willing to literally just lay it all out on the line, I think you could be a successful skateboarder and make that your job more than anything. Like YouTube, I could technically make 1 million fucking videos and go nowhere with this. If the topics aren't interesting, or if people just don't want to subscribe, they don't like it, they don't have to, and it goes nowhere. But skateboarding is one thing that you could become undeniable. And it's a pretty simple equation. Show up and try and care less about what the consequences could be. Snapping an ankle, cracking your fucking head open. Dudes have, been seriously fucked up from skateboarding. And you get back on the board and complete the trick. Like My Wars, watching Thrasher, My Wars is some of the most like inspiring things to watch, because it's like, man, you're trying this tray flip down this stair set and you snapped your ankle the first time. Then you came back the second time and just stuck it, and just ran out of the energy to keep trying it. Then you came back a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, a sixth time, and then on that seventh time you stick the trick and roll away, and it's like Chris Jocelyn tray flipping El Toro, which is a big thing going on right now in skateboarding. I think he won Thrasher Skater of the Year this year. Years ago, he tray flipped down El Toro, which is like a famous stair set. And he landed, rolled a little bit, but his truck was broken, so he kind of spun out, and people don't count it. I'm no professional, but I would say it counted. He rolled far enough away, but he came back years later with his kids and that, and he had everybody there and stuck it. I think it was like the fifth or sixth try, he stuck it, rolled away. And just watching him, like how excited and just the the emotions run over him, and then him screaming and his kids running into his arms was like, I don't know, you can't beat that. So that's something that was just very interesting to me, because I felt like, okay, this is a different crew of people. They kind of were out of the limelight. Obviously, as skateboarding got more famous, you have these bigger stars that transcended skateboarding, like Tony Hawk, Bam Margera, Chad Muska, all them. But at the core of it, they were dudes that just wanted to land their tricks and make enough money to pay rent and be kind of left alone. And that's what interested me in it. And it just interested me to be different. It was something that I could do that not everybody around me was doing. And not everybody around me could do, because they were not willing to get fucking busted, and eat shit. Now, as I get older, it's more my mindset that I'm interested in changing and in keeping it different than everybody else around me. I don't want to have the same mindset. Not that I have to disagree with everything everybody says. I don't want to be that person that just fucking disagrees on absolutely everything. But I like to keep my perspectives open. I like to keep my mind open. I like to constantly be taking in just different information from here, philosophy, history, literature, the classics, whatever, and to ensure I have the most unique mind I could possibly have. And it's not shaped, molded, and formed by the world around me, but rather it's formed by myself. I don't have other external factors telling me how to think, how to act, etc. So I don't know if it's like a rebellious type mindset, but I guess it kind of is in a sense. It's I want my mindset to be free. I want my mindset to be me. I don't want it to be anybody else. And this is a way of doing it, I guess, and scratching that rebellious type itch without, going to prison or getting into drugs and being on paper bad, right? I could rebel in my own way with this, and not conform to the way people want me to conform, ideologically in that, and just staying in my own lane. I really stay in my own fucking lane. I don't do anything. I lift weights, I read books, and I make YouTube videos. And I don't go out. I don't indulge in those type of scenes, really. I really like to just chill at home and watch movies with my girlfriend, and go to the gym, hunt, and educate myself. And I'd love to jump back on the board, but we got to chill on that. I can't be getting hurt at my old age here. But yeah, that's going to conclude the video. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace. Tomorrow's Christmas.